Alright, what's up yins guys? Here is another video that I've been meaning to get around to talk about particular subject matter, and I know a few of you people that are subscribed to me, this would be up your alley because this is shit that I hate and some of you probably hate. Me and my girlfriend have talked about this, me and certain friends have talked about this, and people I knew that went to churches at one time talked about this, but this isn't about churches and about religion. I almost wanted to say revolution, but I had a brain fart there for a second. But what my point is, this bullshit that, yeah, a lot of times, maybe a lot of yins guys, whatever you subscribe to me for, whether you like me or hate me or whatever, I don't care what you think, if either way, but I know a lot of few of you, this would be up your alley and this pisses you off, and you're probably with me on this. It has taken place in maybe your own house, or you went to other people's houses and you see this shit going on. And yes, if any of you guys ever went to churches at one time, any time in your life, you see this shit goes on and nobody really does anything about it. But if you guys have any attitude close to my attitude, alright, if I had a kid, whether it's a boy or a girl, especially a girl, or for example, if I was with a girlfriend that had a child, a boy, maybe a girl, and sometimes that I'd be putting a stop to this, I'd be putting the foot in somebody's ass. But okay, this is about, you know, certain kinds of horseplay or whatever. Don't get me wrong, a lot of you guys watching, I'm not against a lot of horseplay. I mean, if anybody of any age group or whoever you are probably watching this, you know, probably a few friends, both dudes and chicks hanging together or whatever. There's a little bit of horseplay, tickling, different kind of prodding and different kind of crap. Maybe you drink and smoke together or whatever, just like anybody else, you know what I mean, or certain relatives. But there is some shit that goes too far. I don't want to make this video too long with too many hypothetical situations, but there's like shit that goes on, like, say for example, somebody that's not even of your group, that they come around or they come over your house, they're not even a member of the family, and these idiots, maybe you have one in your church that it's none of your business, you see it going on, and people be touching other people's kids, you know, they call it horseplay or harmless little tickling or whatever. It can be like small boys or small girls, you know, that maybe you'd have be over your house. Or if any of yins guys were younger, if you've seen bullshit going on like you're younger, or even people tried to do that shit to you when you're younger, especially a few friends I knew that were female, this would be up our alley because we talked to this, and my girlfriend agrees with me with this, that maybe you have this kid, a small boy or small girl, they can be sit there watching cartoons or in their coloring book, not bothering anybody, and all of a sudden, you know, somebody that's your uncle's buddy or any kind of person, or it can be some person that somebody brings over. They can be in their 20s. They can be some pot-bellied idiot, or some idiot that maybe somebody's dad, uncle, somebody in your house. It's just their buddy. They bring home that they drink with. They're okay sometimes, but they think it's completely okay, even though they're not some relative and they don't got no permission of any kind to be horsing around, tickling, poking, prodding other people's kids. A lot of them like to do that with small girls, and a lot of times in churches too. I've been in churches too. It's just somebody I knew. I know this is so and so's kid, and I'm like looking like, what's this man all of a sudden trying to put on their lap and tickling somebody else's small kid or daughter? And where are the parents? Why didn't they do anything about it? But then there are some people that are so sly, they act real nice to the family and gradually ease into doing shit like that, you know, even because they're accepted by the family when they're going over somebody's house. And I'm trying to give you some nutshell ideas, without trying to give you too many hypothetical situations, but certain family members, if it's your immediate family or certain kind of people or friends, there's nothing wrong with little horseplay. It's not like I'm self-righteous and going against it, but there's a lot of shit that every when I was younger, I noticed this, like I said, being over somebody's house or different people that, in whether it's going over your house that just came and go, and you look back on it, and out there in the world this shit comes up, whether it's female friends I know of different age groups, and me and the girlfriend, and the girlfriend talking about a friend of hers that dealt with that, and you wonder why people, that women or young girls end up going to prison for 7 years. They claim they were abused. They go to prison for 7 years for stabbing some guy to death or something, and everybody get out of prison. Everybody acts like they're the criminal and all that. It eventually leads to that, but there's some shit that I've observed. I mean, like I said, if I had a kid or a daughter and somebody that's not even in my family, it can be even a friend of mine, that I might want to go, hey, what the fuck do you think you're doing? Or, for example, if I was in a church, whether I had a daughter or even a boy, or say I got with a girlfriend, we're going together, maybe we're eventually going to get married, and me and her are going to some church, and she has a kid that from some other previous marriage, and maybe me and the kid get along, and then I'm going to this church, and I see this man or something, for example, and he's no significance in our life or anything. He thinks that just because some little girl is just cute, that they're an object that they can just poke and tickle and go around and playing with. I'm a firm believer, like say if I was a father or a stepfather, I believe that there is a line that get right up and say, I don't care if in the church or not, I'd say, hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? I would take them, smack their head against a pew in the church, or if it was in my house or whatever, I'd turn him over the altar of the damn church, okay, and beat his goddamn ass with a board like a child until he cries. And if I was in a church, I would even quote something from a scripture, just like in Pulp Fiction, like the black guy from Pulp Fiction, I will strike down with great vengeance on thee. Because, yeah, I don't know any about you guys, if you have any stories, and, well, hell, even if, no matter who you are, you know what I mean, if you observe shit like this, or, like I says, I even had female friends that told me stories that when they were younger, or different things, or maybe you're watching, you have a sister, and certain so-and-so coming over your house, and they're going after, say, your sister, or your 15 or 14-year-old sister, and this 20 or 30 or 40-year-old guy or older that comes over your house and always going after somebody, or somebody's young girl, like just because they think you're an object. I'm a firm believer. That's why if I had a kid, sons or daughters, send them to maybe karate or boxing, and if I do any horsing around, and do some kind of thing where don't do shit like that's takes away their dignity or whatever, and takes their defenses, their natural defenses down, that, they should have some natural defenses that they grow up with. I would be doing something to subtly teach them that if somebody tries to poke or tickle that, block the hands down some kind of way, and escape it, and then just push them, shove them away by their face, or if they have to, stomp on their shins, the kind of a way like the old British military, like in the old British military videos, where they're archival British military videos where they're teaching how to attack the German soldiers that have the high boots, stomp down on the boot and stomp the foot, but only use that in modern day now, to use the boot, to use their boots or shoes to scrape down the person's shin bone and stomp their foot at the same time and kick them in the damn ball, like if they don't respond to pushing. Yeah, teach young girls, and even young boys, especially even young girls or But with all the stuff going on too, the so-called horseplay, you got to watch even the boys. But there's so many different people that, they don't consider themselves pedophiles, but yet they're going on that line really close enough, like I think it's not going to get noticed, and it looks, and you're observing this, people that ain't even related in any way, touching somebody else's kid that way, and and then if you say anything about it or do anything, they almost want to act in front of people like, what's your problem? I'm just playing around. Or if the kid or the boy or the girl decides to push back or run away, it's like, what's your problem? And sometimes even some of the family members, they're not even paying much attention, even though it doesn't look perverted on the surface. That if they're smart, it would be creeping them out. But yeah, I've seen a few things like that, even inside. It goes on everywhere, even in churches or different places once in a while, you know what I mean? Where there's a lot of hypothetical situations that might have went on in your house. Like I said, some relative's buddy that's always coming over. I mean, some of us, I mean, I don't know about any of you guys, but like, I'd be like, if that shit were me trying shit like that, I'd probably get my ass kicked, you know. Nobody has no common sense anymore. I think in a lot of places people were going damn crazy, and people were doing that shit and getting away with it, acting like it's all harmless and all that. And shit, I think if you're even somebody watching that's gay and you're not offended by every single criticism about the politicized gay shit, like, if I don't care if you're gay watching, if you were somebody like younger or something like that any time in your life and you had some relative's buddy doing bullshit like that, just because you're gay, it doesn't mean that people have the right to be all, you know, touching you or touching people, you know what I mean? I'm trying to be fair. I says, well, then there's even people that are not gay that doing shit like that, you know, like I says, that people think that they have the right to touch other people's kids, you know, and all that stuff too. They think it's funny, but it actually, what do you call it? Almost dehumanizes them, and then it's one of them deals where they're trying to say quit it or whatever. They don't want to be touched, but they're busy. They're being poked or tickled some kind of damn way, and stop. They're like too busy. You know, they're going, stop it, and then the person just keeps right on doing it, and the person doing it knows damn well they're doing it, and they're getting away with it by, you know, when you go around touching and tickling, they're going to laugh, because it's, some people get a kick out of that and some kind of thrill, and I think some of them are secretly perverts and pedos or pedophiles and shit, you know what I mean? I mean, there's a line, like I says, that people, I mean, that even have no significance in a family, in some cases own family members if they're related. I mean, that because I think some of that is, it destroys the person's natural ability as a child to be able to defend themselves when they're older, and if some of that's done too much, they can't even, I don't care if they grow up straight or gay, you know, I mean, it destroys their ability to defend themselves and be able to, in their own mind, differentiate whether something's just playing around or they're being attacked or somebody's secretly playing some kind of game with them and all that. It's very undignified, and a lot of it's just plain wrong. Like I says, you see that shit going on, you know, even if it's one of your buddy's kids, like one of your friend's kids or whatever, that you might have his friend you went to church with or somebody, and you see somebody else touching their kid, and you wonder what's going on, even though it ain't your kid, and you see this going on, you want to take that person and put a foot in their ass and kick them straight to China. I mean, it's kind of like bullshit, you know what I mean? I think people get it, go too far, and they get away with that shit. That's why there's a lot of people out there, both gay and straight, that they're like, they grow up the way they are and shit, you know what I mean? That it's bullshit. It says they ought to be damn kicked straight. They ought to be kicked right to China, or else, like I said, somebody turn them over the altar, even in the church, and have their ass spanked with a board until they damn cry. That'd be the cure for it, I think. And